Okay, so one thing I want to talk to you about today is how to both style and store some things in your kitchen. There are a lot of times where we're out of ideas for storage space and we forget that the top of the cabinets can be used. However, the thing about it is that when you store things on top of the cabinets, as I've got here, you've got to be very intentional about how you style the items so that it doesn't look like it's too much clutter going on, too much visual clutter, and where you are feeling overwhelmed in the space. And what helps out with that is that when you have your counters, you want to make sure that the counters are as clear as possible. And that way, if you decide to store some things on top of the cabinets, those items won't be competing with the countertops in your kitchen. And for example, I have lots of things stored in these 64-ounce mason jars. Some of them have the original tops to the mason jars, the metal tops, and then others have some more tops. They're plastic white tops that I had ordered for Amazon. And I like using a combination of both, to be honest. But right here where I organize the space up here on top of the cabinets with these and putting the jars up there, you have to be very mindful about giving enough space, what it is you're putting up there, and just how it looks visually. And I have my cutting boards up here, which this is also a good idea if you want to put cutting boards. It's kind of like create a scene up there. If you take the cutting boards, you want to do wood. I got wood rather. And then I've got marble. And then I've got like a porcelain slash slate. And then I got two other wood cutting boards behind there. But the thing about it is you don't have to use different materials. It's nice to use the different materials to give warmth, coziness, and then just to give some texture to the room. And I've got that sitting right behind the Cuisinart slow cooker. And I just use a step stool that I have that's by Magnolia to get whatever I need from on top of the counters here. And so just you can see here I've got quite a few different things in mason jars. If you were to look here that I have on top of the cabinet, I've got pasta, I've got tricolored quinoa, I've got French lentils and green lentils mixed together because there was a few green lentils left. I've got chia seeds, I've got black lentils and I'm running low on that. I've got brown rice, I've got flaxseed meal, nutritional yeast, I've got dark chocolate raisins, I've got popcorn, and even what you can't see behind these particular jars, I've got oatmeal and I've got whole wheat flour, and I also put almond flour in these. I put the late July tortilla chips in those, and then I'm trying to think of what else I put in these containers. Cereal, when I make my granola cereal. So anything and everything, popcorn, anything and everything can go into these particular mason jars, okay? Okay, so we're going to just take a look at the scenery again as I talk about some other things. So I got some pint-sized mason jars in my pantry. And for those particular mason jars, I have pumpkin seeds, Enjoy Life chocolate chips in those. I've got dark chocolate almonds, dark chocolate pecans. Sometimes I'll put coconut flour, coconut flakes in those. And so even plain raisins. And so let's talk about some of those things, the health benefits. If you got almond flour, they're low in carbs and rich in heart healthy fats, magnesium, fiber, protein, vitamin E. Pumpkin seeds, you get 13 grams of healthy fats. nearly 40% of your daily magnesium needs. Coconut flour is high in dietary fiber. You get, for a standard 2 tablespoon serving, you got 5 grams of fiber in there. And then it's naturally gluten-free. It helps to regulate your blood sugar. And also with coconut flour, it contains medium chain triglycerides like lauric acid, okay? And then with the late July tortilla chips that I sometimes put in the mason jars, you get fiber, protein, you get the chia seeds that's inside, you get, and they're heart healthy fats, right? And then you get clean ingredients like whole grain corn, cooked in organic sunflower oil or safflower oil. And then you got low sodium because they only have 65 milligrams of sodium per serving, okay? So you get all of those different goodies from those different ingredients. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else with the tortilla chips. I think that was all as far as what I put down for that. Okay, so when it comes to the mason jars, I use 64 ounce for some of the items I know that's going to require a lot of space, but you can use the pints, you can use the quarts, you can use all different shapes and sizes. But like I said, when it comes to styling, just being strategic in how you place the items. And even with the cutting boards, we're so used to seeing them down below. But if you have a tiny kitchen, or if you don't have space on the counters, or if it's going to make it visually cluttered, it's a good idea to put them on top if you have a step stool. But like I said, the strategic placement is what's important to help it to still look stylish and cozy and simple, functional, grace-filled. Hello fam, and today I am going to do an outfit of the day, and I'm going to show you the outfit of the day with 8 alternatives for purses. So I have on this Old Navy ribbed t-shirt I got from my mom. And then for the belt, this is a vintage Gap belt. It's suede. I've had it, oh my goodness, over 15 years. And then I have these blue jean shorts on. And these shorts are probably over 15 years old as well. And they are the brand Simply Styled. I got them from Sears and Gurney Mills, and there's no Sears there anymore. And then I've got my bracelet on. It's got some suede on it. My daughter got me this as a gift from New Orleans. I was trying to think of it. New Orleans, Louisiana. She brought it from a gift shop there. And I've got this ring that's got some brown on that I got from my mom. And then I've got my gold quartz watch on, okay? And then I've got my loft necklace on that I got from my mom. And I've got this necklace I've got from her that's got suede on it to match the suede on the bracelet. And then I've got this long sterling silver chain with the She Is Free keychain charm. Right, I got that from the Soy Girl conference. And then this came off of some Juicy Couture material. My mother gave me this. And then for the earrings, I have these on. I'm not quite sure where my mom got these from, but these are a gift from my mom. And then I've got a scarf tied into my hair to kind of coincide with the brown and the orange lipstick and a little bit of the variation of what I'm going to do with the outfits. And then for my shoes, I have on my brown Keen sandals. They are super comfortable and they are waterproof, which is also very nice. So I'm going to show you the 8 purses real quick for the options. And then I'm going to show you a variation of this outfit of 2 different things that I could add on to it. And those 2 things is adding this blouse to the mix, right? You got that option. And then you also have the option, and this blouse is by Beulah Style. That's the brand. I got this from my mom. Or you can add this Akira jacket that you guys have seen several times. You can actually put that on with what I have on. So I'll show you how that looks as well. Okay, and now the fun begins. The first option we have for a purse, right? The one out of the 8 is this leather purse. And the brand is Lord & Taylor. It is a vintage purse. And this is option number 1 for this outfit, right? So you can have it where the chain is short, like this, or you can have it where the chain is pretty long. And let's see if, boy, did I tie this knot tight. And I did it because I use S-hooks to store the majority of my purses. So I wanted to make sure that it fit on the S-hook nice and tight. So this is one of my oldie but goodies, a favorite of mine. So you can do it where you are placing the purse around like this and carrying it, right? Or you can just carry it on your shoulder. It all depends, right, on how you want to do it. And then I've got my second option, which is this Louis Vuitton purse. All right, option number 2, and this is nice and cute, okay? So option number 3 would be carrying this nice brown purse, and I found this at Goodwill, believe it or not. This is by DiMarzio. Option number 4 is carrying the leather purse by Revel, and this is really cute with my outfit. Option number 5 would be carrying this purse, this fossil purse with all of the patches on there. And this is an old vintage purse. Every few years I have to take it to the purse dealer and have it stitched up a little bit because, like I said, it's old. And when I say old, probably maybe 20 years old. Yeah. Option number 6 is this purse by A New Day for my outfit. Then option number 7 would be this purse here that's kind of like a reptile print. Number 8 would be my pewter vintage Coach purse that matches really nicely with this gold watch and this loft necklace with the kind of little things dangling, right? And those are the 8 options for purses. And I'm going to show you also how it looks. I'm going to put on 2 blouses. Well, no, 1 blouse and 1 suit jacket, as I said. This suit jacket here. And I'm going to put this blouse on, and we're going to see how these 2 look with the outfit that I have on. You got the simple, functional, grace-filled living. I look around and that's all I've been given. I praise him high and I praise him low. I praise him so the whole world will know you got the simple, functional, grace-filled living. I look around and that's all I've been given. I praise him high and I praise him low. I praise him so the whole world will know you got to simplify the process. Adopt a functional space. You got to simplify the process so there won't be no waste. You got to simplify the process. Adopt a functional space. You got to simplify the process so there won't be no waste. You've got to give yourselves and others grace as you live out loud. We're talking simple, functional, grace-filled living. I look around and that's all I've been given. I praise him high and I praise him low. I praise him so the whole world will know you're talking simple, functional, grace-filled living. I look around and that's all I've been given. I praise him high and I praise him whole. I praise him so the whole world will know you got to simplify the process and adopt a functional space. You got to simplify the process so there won't be no waste. You got to simplify the process and adopt a functional space. You got to simplify the process so there won't be no waste. You've got to give yourself and others grace as you live out loud. We're talking simple, functional, grace-filled living. I look around and that's all I've been given. I praise him high and I praise him low. I praise him so the whole world will know you're talking simple, functional, grace-filled living. I look around and that's all I've been given. I praise him high and I praise him low. I praise him so the whole world will know. You got to simplify the process. Adopt a functional space. Simplify the process so there won't be no waste. You got to simplify the process. Adopt a functional space. You got to simplify the process so there won't be no waste. You got the simple, functional, grace field living.